first have to look at whether the land location, the land size is correct for the product that is in demand in that market. Then obviously you have to look at whether if it's a greenfield land that you're buying, then you're free to plan. The complication begins when you're doing a redevelopment, where you have older members who you have to satisfy, and you have to make houses that are lucrative for them, that are sustainable for them, and at the same time, what you're planning to develop and your vision to the buyer have to cohesively work together in one composite structure. Now, obviously, there is a design angle to it. More than that, the way we look at it is you cannot have very extremely varied product types or gentry in one building, because for us the way we look at the product is not what we want to build and sell. It's about the lifestyle that we are breeding in a community. And if your vision is how will life here be after 4 5 years of you building, then you ask yourself the right questions. What is the product where the old and new will homogeneously work well together? Will this land allow me to build that product? Will the design of the older members work well with our design? And will this product be in demand? So there are a lot of questions about livelihood, I think, that precede even design. We are at an inflection point in our country where there has been some serious wealth creation. Whether you look at equity markets or from people's own businesses. So if you look at our GDP, the way we've grown, the number of years it took us to reach $2 trillion, it's taken us, I think, 10 years to add another trillion. And it'll take you maybe 5 years to add another couple of trillion. So the pace at which there is this, known concept of power of compounding. So we are at that inflection point that there is a really, really large critical mass that is now moving from the middle class to the upper middle class, and the upper middle class is moving to the rich and the ultra rich and so on. I think this decade, there's a reason why they call this the golden decade for India. We've got all macros intact. You've never seen corporate balance sheets this deleveraged. Inflation is not off the hook. Interest rates and the currency is stable. There is a lot of predictability even with government. So I feel that in the next 10 years, you'll be surprised that a 20-30 crore home is no longer news. You will not have headlines that will talk about 20-30 crore homes. That will become acceptable figures. So I feel that we are just at that point where the country is being re-rated and repriced. So wealth creation is going to be enormous in this country, and if you play the game right, I think there is a lot of money to be made, a lot of growth potential. There are opportunities for everyone. So I think it's a lot of this that's adding to the high value transactions that you see across the board. I was reading a report recently that said there were 59 transactions that were above I guess 50 crore, 40 to 50 crore, 59 transactions. That's not small number. A building that is 50 years old, that was made 50 years ago, where there are cracks, where people are not able to live. When you go and ask them whether you would really want a brand new building and protect your life and your structure, or you're very happy with where you are because you don't want more development to happen. Every city goes through this cycle, and the developed countries have gone through this cycle. It's just that for us, the pace and scale is something we have not seen, and that is causing us to question a lot of things. But if you actually look at how many lives are actually being uplifted, how much growth this is contributing to. All of us want growth, and growth comes at a cost. You cannot tell us that the country should grow and we should not have any inconvenience across the board. That's not going to happen. You pay a price for development, you pay a price for it. And I guess this is a small price to pay for the larger gain for everyone. So Jayshree, there are a lot of moving parts in society redevelopment. It's easier said than done. We've done out of 75 projects, around 40-45 projects are redevelopment. Now with a redevelopment, whether there are 20 people in the building or 50 or 75, each of them have a different mindset, a different requirement. To get them on board is not very easy. because you're dealing with people's homes. You're not doing business with them. They are trusting you with their home, where their families are involved in this decision. So this does take forever, and for them it's not their bread and butter. It is not their everyday job. So they are all going out of their comfort zone to entrust this entire project and surrender their homes to a developer. So you're dealing with emotions. You're dealing with a lot of anxiety. So for people like us who understood that this is not just pure transactional. It's a lot of emotions. It's very sensitive. It takes time for you to get the project and get people, to settle their nerves, to be comfortable with the whole process, because they are dealing with lawyers. There are agreements. So it's a tedious process. Some people obviously have to take the lead. So in the committee, whoever is running this entire process and so, they need to really have their act together and give this time and energy. So policy is very clear. It is honestly from both ends, a developer understanding how this works, and for the members to give this time and to trust this entire process. So it takes time. There are areas like South Bombay where redevelopment is not happening because CIZ has just opened up. So you're seeing there the pace of redevelopment is still slower. It's taking a lot of time for members to feel that, are we doing the right decision? Should we wait for this building to get developed? And there are areas like Bandra where redevelopment has happened for the last few decades, where you'll see deals being closed really quickly. So there is this innate inertia because you're dealing with your home. You're asking your family, whoever in the house is leading this, your decision is impacting the whole family, right? So I think that's the nature of the game, honestly.